This ABC 15 flash briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hi there, I'm Kaylee O'Kelly with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. The vaccination rollout effort is underway at State Farm Stadium. This morning, the first patients in the 1B group did start getting their first doses. Want to show you this. It's a video of some of the first cars in line. More than 58,000 people did register to get vaccinated. The location, the largest in our state, it will operate 24 hours a day. Talk about a massive effort. Among those eligible in this particular phase, members of law enforcement and teachers, some who have continued to worry about the spread of the virus in schools, a lot excited and set to get their first dose this week.
Being able to finally, at some point, hopefully soon, get our kids back in the room and have those moments and those ahas in front of you and be able to shake a kid's hand or pat him on the back or, depending on who you are, give your kid a hug. That's a huge, big deal for us.
I'm so glad she mentioned the hug thing because it's so important for so many of our kids. Now, some of you reported having trouble registering to get vaccinated. We're told there are still spots open this month. University of Arizona planning on vaccinating educators and staff as some classes resume in person. Those getting the vaccine include cleaning crews who go to areas where exposure may have happened. Students who have traveled during the winter break are asked to isolate for 1 week. So how long does this vaccine last? Is a good question. Moderna announcing immunity should last at least a year. The company testing the vaccine against other strains of the virus, too. It plans to deliver up to 1 billion doses this year. And the vaccination effort continues as nearly 5,000 people remain in the hospital because of COVID. Numbers are showing more than 1,100 patients are in the ICU, and these are record numbers for our state, significantly above what we did see back in July. And health experts say Arizona does have one of the worst rates for diagnosis in the nation.
Arizona has taken the measured course, and all the same strengths that carried us through our worst days will carry us forward.
Governor Ducey addressing our state in his annual State of the State address. It was scrutinized by a lot of people, including healthcare workers, at least some of them, and families who have lost people they love. They were hoping for change, but instead they say it's time for us to be the ones to make that change personally.
No, I wish this virus never existed.
That's Jeffrey Nash, and he lost his wife, Crystal, to COVID back in November. They were married 10 years. They have 4 children. Nash is calling on the governor to go to any hospital to see firsthand what people are going through right now. That is what area healthcare workers, doctors, and experts have been calling on our governor to do. They say for months. They say listen to the science. One doctor even goes as far as to say no matter what, we have the choice to choose. We have that power.
When you look at a place like California where they have strong restrictions, but people are ignoring them, here we don't have any real restrictions and we haven't had any mitigation since August, but people can make the choice to start being responsible.
That's Dr. Marvosti, and he says the majority of the public will not benefit from the vaccine until late spring, but masks and social distancing can save lives right now. And while many healthcare workers are getting the COVID vaccine, some have refused, saying that they want more data first. It's despite reassurance from health leaders that the vaccines are safe. The federal government hasn't released numbers on how often the refusals are happening, but some examples that we're seeing at one state-run veterans home, this is Illinois, 90% of residents there have been vaccinated, only 18% of staff members. It's why a hospital system in Houston is giving workers an incentive to get the vaccination. Employees are getting a $500 bonus in March if they get the shot, but it could have other issues.
People are going to offer payment. I think they should be really clear about why they are doing so. And that might help. You're being paid to do something. People assume that there's a reason why, and that might happen here. People might assume, in this case, that the vaccine is riskier than it is.
And she says that there are situations where people could feel better about having more incentive to get vaccinated, like in the case of getting a vaccine as a requirement to travel to certain places.
Time now for that most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. Temperatures today a little cooler than yesterday. We'll reach a high of 65 in Phoenix, but then tomorrow we kick off a warm-up. We're talking highs in the upper 60s tomorrow, then mid-70s for Thursday and Friday. As the new data comes in, it looks like we're backing away from those 80s. So remember, our first average 80-degree day happens February 3rd. We were initially thinking we'd be close to it on Friday, but again, as the new data comes in, looks like we're going to back away a little bit into the mid-70s Friday, though. Still warmer, that's for sure. We've got a disturbance sitting to our east and then high pressure building to our west, and that's what's going to send those temperatures up. The storm track stays north of our state up until the weekend. A disturbance will move through the Four Corners. It'll help drop those temperatures a few degrees, but at this point, still not seeing any rain or any really good snow chances across northern Arizona either. So our dry stretch does continue. The next few days, the mornings will continue to be pretty cold as the afternoons warm into the mid-60s today, then upper 60s tomorrow before we see the 70s kick in.
And for the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, just head to ABC15.com or download our free mobile app. Make it a great day.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.